In this video, we're going to look at how to use the solubility curve diagram to find the solubility of a substance. So if we look at one particular substance, we can ignore all of the other curves on this diagram. So we're going to look at the ammonium chloride curve. So you can see it's this line right here that's got the little line drawn to the NH4Cl, which is the formula for ammonium chloride. So one question that you could get is, what is the solubility of ammonium chloride at a given temperature? So at, say, 80 degrees. And what that means is at 80 degrees, how much solute or ammonium chloride can we add to 100 grams of water at 80 degrees Celsius? Remember that when we're talking about solubility, we're talking about the grams of the substance that will dissolve in 100 grams of water. So if you look at that, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and find the temperature that you're given. And in this case, it's 80 degrees. And then you want to follow that line up, and you want to follow it to the line for the ammonium chloride where it crosses, and you can see where that little X is, that is where the 80-degree line crosses. And then what we want to do is we want to cross over to our y-axis there and see about where that line crosses. Now I'm going to try to draw a straight line. It's not going to be very straight, but you get the general idea. And so that's probably about 66 or 67 grams of solute per 100 grams of water. Let's make it 66. And there's usually a range for the answers on these. So that means that if we put 66 grams of ammonium chloride in 100 grams of water at 80 degrees Celsius, it would make a saturated solution. So a solution that had the ammonium chloride fully dissolved. And remember that if it were some amount that's below that, so if we put 60 grams of the ammonium chloride in the 80-degree water, that would be an unsaturated solution. If we put 70 or 80 or 90 grams of ammonium chloride in 100 grams of water at 80 degrees, those would be supersaturated solutions because that would be above the line for ammonium chloride. All right. The other thing that we can do is we can answer a question like, what is the mass of ammonium chloride that will dissolve in 100 grams of water at 50 degrees Celsius? And again, it's the same question, just asked a different way. So rather than saying what's the solubility, we're saying what is the mass that will dissolve. So that one's probably a little bit more specific. But you don't know, I'm always thinking about what you might see on a final exam. And you can see questions asked different ways. So in this case, again, it's given us the 50 degrees Celsius. And so we want to find that temperature. We want to follow that 50 degrees up to the ammonium chloride line. So I'm going to draw a little X there where it crosses the line. And this time it crosses right at that 50-gram line. So 50 grams of ammonium chloride would dissolve in 100 grams of water at 50 degrees Celsius. Now, if you got a problem that said that you needed to know how much of your ammonium chloride would dissolve in 50 grams of water at 50 degrees C, then you would have to think in terms of a proportion. So if 50 grams of ammonium chloride will dissolve in 100 grams of water, and then you cut the amount of water in half to 50 grams of water, then half the amount of ammonium chloride would dissolve. So that would be 25 grams that would dissolve in 50 grams of water at that same 50-degree temperature. If you have questions, I'll see you in class and you'll have an opportunity to ask me then. Have a great day.